Hey, this is Mark Washington, MTC Media, with a preview of tonight's Detroit Pistons Washington Wizards game. The Wizards come in at 2-1. They're back home to face the Pistons. They're coming off um, their Pistons are 1-2, so the Wizards are coming off an overtime loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a tough one. The Washington went on a 7-0 run to complete the fourth quarter, pushing to overtime, getting it to 103, but then there were some issues. In overtime, the offense bogged down, just became very, very stagnant, what led to, turnover after turnover after turnover. They were very, very inefficient. And even Porzingis' three they made, that was a step back contested three. Wasn't a lot of efficiency on offense, and the turnover certainly didn't help. One of the things that was a problem the entire game, which was also a problem in overtime, was free throws. Washington against Cleveland only attempted 15 free throws, and they made 9 of them. And that's just not the way to go. Defensively, at the beginning of overtime, it looked like they were still energetic on defense as overtime went on. That definitely ended, and rebounding was also an issue when you think about it. If you combine the fourth quarter and overtime, the Cavs have 9 offensive rebounds for 11 second chance points. And then as that happened, overtime went on, frustration on offense for Washington. Then Cleveland started getting paint touch after paint touch after paint touch, and then they ended up pulling away. They ended up pulling away in overtime, winning pretty comfortably. Now tonight, Detroit, it's a whole different thing. To be frank with you, Detroit is pretty woeful on defense. They give up about 121 points per game. Their defensive rating is 25th in the league. So Washington should be able to get some things, do some things in a positive fashion, get some ball movement, and hopefully cut down those turnovers. On offense, Detroit's not really efficient. Yes, we know they have Cade Cunningham, but they're really, really young. Where they do make their hay, they are 7th in the league in offensive rebounding. And after talking about how the Wizards have struggled at times with rebounding the ball, that could be one of those stats and one of those things that when you watch tonight's game that you want to look for. Are the Wizards giving up offensive rebounds and second chances? If they don't, they shouldn't have that much issue with Detroit on the offensive end of the court. So again, Washington comes back home after a loss at Cleveland, their first of the year, for a 7 o'clock tip with the Detroit Pistons. This is Marcus Washington,